Lucinda looking good, ain't she? Yeah, I know it. Well, if you're thinking about getting a sports bike, man, let me tell you some of the things you might need to know. Cue the intro. What's good, y'all? Master Yoshi here. That's right, I'm going to tell you about some of the things you need to know before you get a sports bike. So the biggest thing, in my opinion, that you need to know about is insurance on these things. I said in a bunch of my videos, but full coverage insurance on a sports bike, a super sport, or a super bike is definitely even worse. You know, the bigger the engine size you get, usually the higher the insurance rates are. But these things are expensive as hell to insure. So if you just want a motorcycle just to ride, you know what I'm saying, and you don't really need all the appeal that comes with a sports bike, then get something else. I mean, if you're just gonna ride on the street, the best thing about a sports bike is probably the aesthetics. I mean, because you really don't need all of this power. But if you want it, man, just like me, you know, I don't need this. When I was shopping for motorcycles, I highly considered just getting a cruiser. Now, before I even started riding for real, I knew that I would love it. I had a dirt bike when I was growing up, and I always knew that I wanted street bikes. So while I was shopping for motorcycles, you know, that insurance thing was really throwing me off, and I was really heavily considering going with a cruiser. I thought about getting one of them little Japanese ones too. I thought about getting that Kawasaki Vulcan. But then I was like, man, if I want a cruiser, I gotta go the whole cruiser ride. I need to get me one of them V-twins. Because I think that Vulcan 650 don't really have, I think it has the same engine as the Ninja 650. I could be wrong though. And I don't want to be behind them, so we'll resume after they pull off a little further. Yeah, I thought about getting that Kawasaki Vulcan. Then I even thought about getting that, what's that chopper that Honda has? I forget the name of it. Oh, the Fury. I thought about getting that Honda Fury. Because I really was trying to avoid these high insurance costs. And then it dawned on me, man, why pay insurance when I can pay myself? I talked about this in one of my how to afford a motorcycle video. Instead of making insurance payments to an insurance company, you know, I just put that aside in savings. And in 2 years, if nothing happens, I could just buy this bike again. But that might be different with the, it depends, man. You can't do that if you finance the bike. But anyways, another thing you should consider before you get a sports bike is how are you as a rider? Because a bunch of sports bike riders aren't like myself, you know. A lot of people don't like to keep it kosher on one of these. Some people be riding crazy as hell. And if you want to ride with people, you know, you might be the oddball out, depending on how you ride. You know, if you ride nice and easy like me, it's better to ride with people on cruisers. Because, you know, stereotypical sports bike riders out here crazy, wilding out. I can't ride with other people. I was talking to one of my coworkers. He's like, yeah, man, I wrecked my bike, but I'm going to get another one. He's like, yeah, man, we should ride together sometime after I get one. Then he was asking me how fast I made this run from Petersburg, Virginia to Richmond, Virginia. And I'm like, I don't know, I ain't never timed it. He's like, yeah, I did it in like 12 minutes. That's my record. So I knew from right then, I was like, yeah, we ain't ever riding together. Another thing you need to consider is if you are out with a group of sports bike riders, you can get, and you ain't doing nothing crazy, you can get caught up and just be guilty by association. They can impound your bike, bring you up on charges, and you wasn't even doing nothing. You might be one of the safer riding people. You know, everybody dip out, run from the cops, and you back there chilling, you know, like, oh, I ain't gonna run, I ain't doing nothing wrong. That might scoop your ass up, and you get in trouble for all the other hooligans around you. Another thing you need to consider with sports bike is how enticing they are. Even if you are a calm person like me, man, I need to focus more on riding and stop talking. But even if you are a calm person like me, these things are gonna gonna beg you. They're like, come on, twist me. This the throttle talking to you. Twist me. Put your hands on me and twist me. And it's hard to deny that throttle what it wants. But at the same time, man, you know, when I do it in safe environments. I do it when nobody else is really on the road. I do it in a straight line. You know, I don't be doing that too crazy. I say that all the time, but it seems like I'm getting crazier and crazier the more comfortable I get. This bike right here, it's pretty comfortable. But I have not ridden a cruiser yet. But if I hear people saying, man, once you go on a cruiser, especially one of them Harley Davidson street glides or road glides, you ain't never gonna want to go back. Now, I know myself, and I know that when I do actually ride one of them street glides or road glides, I'm still gonna want this. I'm gonna enjoy both riding styles, and that's really what I want. I did a 500-mile trip on this thing, and my cheeks were all beat to hell after that. That was a terrible idea. Well, it wasn't that bad. I should have just had a better seat. And actually, I would do a road trip like that again, because it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But really, the ergonomics of a sports bike, if you really just want to get out and get some miles out, man, the ergonomics of a sports bike, you know, it really ain't for that. I mean, I'm young, you know, I wasn't that uncomfortable. The ride was fine, my back was fine, wrists were fine. The only thing that was really uncomfortable is every now and then my knees would start hurting. They start aching, you know. Gotta stretch out the legs, you know, standing up, stretch the hammies out and all that. But if you want to put some real miles on, you might have to consider a different bike. People ask me, man, why did you get one of those if you don't even ride like that? And I was like, this is the childhood dream bike right here. Super Sport? Gotta at least experience it. But I have no plans of ever getting rid of this thing. None whatsoever. I enjoy it very much. Now, I'm sure this next thing might be pretty true for all bikes. But when you got a sports bike, man, I'm always paranoid no matter where I leave it. Even if I leave it in the garage. I mean, when I leave it in the garage. I'm still worried, you know. That's always in the back of my mind. Ah, shit, I hope nobody jacked it. I tell you, I ain't got that full coverage insurance. But it's already been, let's see. This was a $4,000 bike. I think I already put aside like at least $1,300 just for my, I don't know. We'll say somewhere between $1,000 and $1,300 away just for my own personal insurance payment. But either way, I still be worried, man. Sometimes I take this thing to work. You know, I commute to work every now and then. And I be worried. You know, every time I get a little break, you know, I'm going checking by the window, making sure she's still here. Paranoia of theft is definitely a big thing. Also, when you ride this thing, I'm weary that any little thing might have the cops on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't like weaving in and out of traffic or nothing like that, because if something were to happen, the witnesses are going to say, oh, he was riding like an asshole. Even if somebody hit me, witnesses might say, oh, that guy was riding like a dickhead. Look at him, Bob. Yeah, Chuck. He was riding like an asshole. So he deserved what happened to him. He shouldn't have been riding like that. That's what I'm going to happen. You know, perception's everything. So once you hop on one of these, you might already be perceived as a hooligan, as a scoundrel, as a thug. Motherfucking thug nasty in this bitch. Who the fuck wants some? Huh? I ain't showed y'all that side of me yet. I've been showing y'all the cool coaching side, of Master Yoshi. But y'all don't know nothing about no thug nasty. Another thing, man, when you get a sports bike, at least me, this is me talking from personal experience, I'm a pretty cheap individual. Well, let's say I'm frugal. When I first got this thing, man, I didn't plan on putting a bunch of money into it. But I've already done a little bit here and there. You know, things start adding up. So, that's, again, probably true for any motorcycle. You're going to want to just keep upgrading, modifying your baby. Y'all remember this road I took y'all through here before. But I'm talking so, well, the first time I rode, I didn't ride that aggressive either. Well, this is gonna look even more slow and more boring. It's been a few months since we last been here. What they looking at? Better take their eyes up off me. Man, riding uphill is so much more fun. Riding down here, woo! You know, I'm still a novice. I don't got that many miles under my belt. But riding uphill is much easier because gravity, of course. It's easier to slow down going uphill. Going downhill, sometimes it just feel like you alone for the ride. Then you be feeling like you stressing out your bike because you be doing a lot of engine braking. Another thing you should consider about sports bike is you ain't gonna get no ass. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, man. A couple videos ago, I was telling y'all about my production struggle, you know, with my cheap ass, terrible equipment. I got good news for you, man. I've recently upgraded big time. So I'm hoping for increase in quality of my videos. Woo! Shit, bumpy. But yeah, I expect an increase in quality. You know, I'm still learning editing tips and tricks and all that. So eventually, man, I'm gonna get it squared away and my content will be even better than it already is. Not saying that it's great right now, but you know, I feel like I'm doing my thing, doing my thug thizzle, you know. Every now and then people be commenting, telling me I'm doing great, and I appreciate that. So if y'all stuck around to the end of this video, man, much love. Thank y'all for the support. Go ahead and click that like. Go ahead and comment. And if you ain't already, go ahead and subscribe. Thank y'all again, man. I ain't got nothing else for y'all, man. Master Yoshi out. Y'all stay blessed. Don't be too stressed. Coming up here, I'm about to full court press. Peace.